Welcome to another video. Today's going to be a little different as I'm not working with a guitar, but I'm working with stuff that you use guitars for, recording. So I wanted to make this video because I had a friend ask me about how to sync up his kick drum and program drums. So I want to make a short video on how to do that. So first things first is I'll kind of show you the demo track that I have, and if this is something that you're looking for, then you'll understand that this is what you want the end product to be. Sweet. So now since we have this, I'll kind of show you how to set up your session to look similar to mine. So first, whenever you open Logic, it may look something like this, kind of without these two things right here. But it'll just kind of look empty. So obviously, if you record in Logic, you know how to make a guitar channel or track to record to. So I usually use Option Command N, and it brings up this prompt here, so that I can select what I want. So if you're doing audio, I choose audio, and then you choose the input that you're coming in through on your interface. But if you're doing drums, I'll start here with Drum Kit Designer, and I'll go from there. You can do external MIDI, but usually if you don't know how to program drums, this is the easiest way right here. So we'll do Drum Kit Designer, hit Create, and it'll make us a new track here. And so I'm going to mute this track so that way we can kind of hear what we're going to do. So it tells us the kit here. You can download more kits, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to keep it like this. I'm going to make this go away now so we have more room to work with. So first things first is we'll want to have a region here to work on, because you can't just click record. Even if you're in record, you can't just click record and just start playing stuff. There is keyboards. If you hit, like, I think Command K, yeah, it'll bring up a keyboard. So if you want to actually like physically play the drums, you can do it that way, and that's fine. But I think Logic has a really cool way to do this. If you right click the space here where your drums are, click Create MIDI Region, and I'll just darn it, I'll drag this out to the length of this track here, and I'll double click to open it up. So what we have here is we have the piano roll, and here we can see keys like a piano, but to the right of them we are able to actually see what the instruments are that we're playing to. So yeah, so we'll start with a kind of like time signature. So you'll want to first, now since you've done this and created the track like this, you want to go through, I have mine set to custom. You'll want to just make sure you have one that shows your, let's see, beat and project. No. I like custom. I went and customized the controls. I believe you can do it, customize control bar and display there. And then add in, you want to add in the time and the division here. And these are important, and I'll explain these here in a second. But they're really important because they sync up with this one, and you'll kind of work together with these when creating drum tracks that are going to match your guitar riff. So to create drums, you kind of have to have a drummer's mind in a way, but you can also just know music theory, and not the hard stuff like notes, but you can just learn what timing is. And so you'll need to know like quarter notes, what's the quarter note, what's the half note, what's a whole note, what's 16th notes, 30-second notes, and on. Will really help you understand this. I'm not going to go into length on it because it can kind of be a lengthy process, but basically if we have this here, I'm going to mute this so you can kind of hear just a click. So you're going to have the quarter, let's see, I have the metronome on, and I'll just show you real quick. So it's counting quarter notes. So it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically that's quarter notes is the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 16th notes, or eighth notes would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then 16th notes are between this spot here, it's going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So all that to say, you don't have to 100% understand time signatures, but knowing eighth notes, 16th notes, quarter notes, half notes, what those are, will help you. So we'll start with this lick here. So I usually like to keep this in 16th notes. You can kind of see, so that's quarter notes, that's eighth notes, 16th notes. These right here are the triplet versions of these, which means that there's 6 notes between them, 12 notes, 24, and this stuff's, if you're watching this video, you play metal, so you understand that metal, you're going to have triplet sounding things. And you'll kind of hear you kind of heard an example of that in the drums that I had programmed up here with the guitar chugs. But yeah, I'll kind of run through this. I know it may not be a perfect video, but hopefully this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what to look for when programming drums. So I'll find the kick here, and right now we're going to listen to the guitar chugs. So we basically have, we have that there, and we're going to match up the kicks. So it's going 1, the guitar is going 1, oh yeah, sorry. So to place notes on here, you want to click here and bring it to the pencil tool, and now you can place a note. And I normally like to make sure that your snap to grid is 1/16 and that it's on. That symbol is blue, and then you'll want to make sure that you're in 16th note here so you can see the 16th note grid. So you'll go, I know the riff, so I know it goes 1. So it goes, let's see, I think it's like this. And then, so it's a whole note here, and then it is quarter notes here. So it's, or not a whole note, but a quarter note, and then I guess these are eighths. But anyway, let's see. And then we'll remove that one. No, I think actually this one does have it. So the way I can remember how notes are placed is I'll kind of like sing the eighth notes, especially with my groove, and I'm like bum 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 bum. So that's normally how the riff goes, but I'll kind of like fill it in. So I was like So I don't know if that made any sense. I'm just kind of trying to tell how I learned this stuff. Yeah, so I'm kind of like subdividing between hits, so that way I know. So we'll have, so now we can listen to the kick. And then it goes dun, 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 dun. I think that's. Okay, so now we're getting into. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm clicking up here to bring my marker here, and then. So we're gonna go, and don't mind the color change. That was because I clicked that track there, but it's gonna go. So here we have a dun-dun-dun-dun. So that is a 16th note, so we'll add dun-dun-dun. Alright, so I think that's what it is. So let's go. There we go. So so we're still doing 16th notes in the grid here. So you haven't had to change anything yet. Okay, cool. So we got that. So now we're going down 1 and 2. I think, let's see. All right, let's get to the next spot. Doom, doom. And then now we're going to go to triplets. Now this is where it you'll want to pay attention closely to how I change this. So we have, let's see. I think we're going to be in 24th here, which is going to be 16 T. So the T is for triplet. Oh yeah, look, and then it has the 1x24 next to it that popped up. So just to kind of help you out. But basically, this is now programming, and we'll see the grid. You can see the grid has changed, and we're going to be programming in triplet notes. So we're going to be going, I think, is it this? Yeah, I think that's it. So this is, if you want to see it a little more simply, we can do 1/8 and then change this to 12. And this is just, again, changing it, and you'll see it here. This is changing it to 8th note triplets, which Logic calls it 12. No one else really calls it 12. But yeah, so that way we can kind of see the grid in a better way. So we'll select all these by, I changed the tool there by pressing T and then pressing T again. And then once we have that, I like to just make sure my notes go to the end of the bar there, just so that way they look nice and clean. And then I'll press T and go back to the pencil tool. Then we can go to. So I like to have that go. So you can hold Option here if you're going to keep on going triplet notes like this. Then you can hold Option, click that front, and then drag it, and then don't let go of Option the whole time. Keep holding it and then drag it, and you can do that again. And so we'll go. And then so that filled out the 16th notes there. Doom, doom. Let's see. And then I'm gonna drag this over one more time. Oh, that's awkward. Nope, I don't want that. So T, bring back the pointer tool here. And then we'll drag and drop this. And then this one is actually 16th note triplets in my riff. And this is where it helps to know timing. But hopefully watching this video, you might be able to piece the timing together and make a little more sense in your head. So we're going to switch back to pencil mode and then go, let's bring this. So if we set the length of this, 16th note triplet. Oh, we're in 16. We need to be in 24. There we go. All right. And then we're going to go here, fill these in. And you can just go like this. Let's see. Not that. Nope. My bad. All right. So I could technically just put one at the, and I'm clicking, whenever I place that note, you can like click it, and if you keep holding, you can drag it to make the size bigger or smaller. That's how I'm doing that. But I could technically put it here instead of going back and forth like that. But I like switching drums because whenever you get better at this, you can also have a different sounding kick for both ones that are just slightly different to make it sound like a real drum kick or a full drum set. But anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's awkward. Let's see. That's weird. All right. Let me just delete these. All right, cool. And then we'll have the downbeat there. So we'll have the whole song like this. And then I had just like a kind of sound. I think that was I think that was triplets. So technically it was there. And it was let's see, snare drum. Yeah, so that's what I think it was. So that's kind of like a drummer thing, but it's fun to program it in. All right, so now since we have the kick lined up and matched up pretty well, what I like to do is to make it a little more audible, I'm going to crank these. So I held shift, I clicked the kick here, and then I held shift to grab the other kick as well, to grab both channels since we're switching between the two here. And then I turn the velocity all the way up to 127. That's partially to hear it. If I were to do this differently, I'd have the kick on a separate track here. I'd have the snare on a separate track, the hi-hats, and then the cymbals and toms and stuff. But just to make it short for this demonstration, we'll have the kick here with the snare and stuff. So yeah, so let's get the crash. So we'll do the left crash. And we don't need that to be as loud. So let's go back to 80. All right, that 81's fine. And then is there a crash right? Oh, there is. Sweet. So we can hit both of them at the same time as if it's really going. And then we'll just hit it on each of the quarter notes here. And then we'll have snare, center, and we're going to do 2 and 4 rock style. And I will crank these up. I'm going to select them both by selecting the channel here, or selecting the key, and then I'm going to turn these up to like maybe 90. So let's see. So sweet. So now since we have that, and we have these, let's see, then we can actually just go, I don't think, nope, that doesn't work. Just kidding. Nope, that also doesn't work. Okay, cool. So I use Ableton and Pro Tools as well, so I'm like thinking about shortcuts in my mind. So you can just go back to your pointer tool, zoom out here, and hold Option when you go to grab these, and then move it. And then you can do that. You can select this here. I'm just trying to think of ways to make this easier on you, because programming drums like this can get very tedious, but it does give you the most precise result. And then we're going to drag it over at the end here. All right. So all together we have. And then we can add we can do T, go to pencil, add a crash here, and then wherever the crash ride is. There we go. And on the other track, I did, oh, actually I kept that one there. And then I did the mid tom. So I'm going to zoom back in for us. So we did, I removed that one, and I removed this one. And this is just like, once you start feeling comfortable, you can kind of see, you don't have to do this on your tracks, but I'm just doing it because I want the drums to feel a little more alive. I definitely mess around with this more. But yeah, so you'll hear how this section now sounds. So it'll be like, I'll start back a little. There you go. And then let's pull that in. Cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's give it one more listen. So yeah, I hope this helped you in your music production and music composition. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you like this video, leave a like on it so other people can find it and learn how to match up their chugs with the kick. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.